Hi, my name is Andrew. Thank you for visiting my YouTube channel. And this video is a focus on USA seed capital investors, and it is part of a video series that I will be having in the next few weeks on company profiles of over 570 seed capital investors in the USA. So if you're looking to do fundraising for the first time, this is a great resource for you. A bit of information about myself. I'm a fundraising strategist with 15 years of experience in high-end real estate sales and marketing, spanning Canada, Dubai, and the Caribbean. And over the past 2 years on Fiverr, I've assisted over 200 clients with startup fundraising, pitch deck refinement, investor outreach strategies, and custom investor databases. In addition, I'm an advisor to a New York-based investment company affiliated with a $60 billion fund. The fund focuses on various sectors, particularly income-producing real estate, with capital requirements for projects typically ranging from $10 to $20 million. These projects are selected based on their cash flow and growth potential, and you get more information about my service by clicking my Fiverr link below. This video highlights Cota Capital in California, and they are one of 570 seed capital and angel groups in my exclusive fundraising database to help you raise capital for your startup. Company snapshot: they're based in San Francisco, California, and are classified as an investment company and a venture capital firm. Sectors include technology, software, SaaS, and the distinct benefit for startups. They're suitable for early stage tech startups seeking funding and strategic support. This is a great venture capital group for you to start to look at approaching if you're looking to raise funds for your tech company. So let's look at their company focus. So their investor approach and strategy. Cota Capital, headquartered in San Fran, adopts a venture capital approach with a keen focus on early stage technology investments. The firm is dedicated to partnering closely with visionary founders to nurture growth and grow transformative technology companies. Their investment focus: Cota Capital's commitment extends beyond financial backing as it actively engages as a true partner in the journey of building and scaling innovative visions. The firm's core thesis centers on the continuous disruption and reshaping of industries through enterprise technologies. Engaging with companies across different stages provides dynamic insights that shape both investment strategies and support for portfolio companies. Team expertise: the seasoned background of Cota Capital in technology entrepreneurship translates into comprehensive support encompassing engagement, expertise, access, and insights. The firm's dedicated team of professionals acts as both coach and teammate, assisting companies in overcoming challenges and finding solutions throughout their growth phases. Leveraging extensive operating background, the team brings valuable expertise to anticipate and navigate obstacles. And here are some of their previous investments. One of the key benefits of my database is that it includes the tips for investor outreach. It's only one that has this. This is very unique. There's no other database like this. In fact, I created it specifically for people who are going to be initiating their first time of fundraising. And it's really key to start your fundraising earlier than you need the funds. And this is what part of this video is about. And also you're going to see the spreadsheet is coming up just a little bit later here. You're going to see I've done this for all 570 firms. I've actually given you some key outreach tips to use. Now you don't have to use them exactly, but they're made to actually get you to think about sending different messages tailored to whoever you're sending it to, rather than just spraying all 570 firms with your pitch deck. In fact, the whole idea about this particular part of the outreach is you're not sending your pitch deck at all. You're basically just making an introduction. You want to initiate outreach well before you need the funds. For example, 3 months after you start up your company and you've started to reach some milestones, maybe you've got some added subscriptions, maybe you've done some testing and got some sample surveys on how your product has been resonating with clients, or you've been able to get a few large clients on board. That's when you want to go out to start communicating with venture capital and angel groups. So it's well before you need the capital because you just want to make connections. So how are you going to do this? I've given you a couple key points here. If you know who the contact is, and in other words, if it's already shown in my database or you can already see them via LinkedIn, there's a ton of contacts that you're going to be able to access through the websites that I have. Lots of LinkedIn people on LinkedIn on there that are members of these firms. So one approach might be to send them a message as part of your email. Maybe this is the second sentence. Cota Capital has demonstrated a focus on investing in high growth opportunities. We're keen to explore how our new venture aligns with your investment goals. You know, so it says nothing about your company's project. It's basically talking about them. So your first line may introduce yourself as, hi, I'm so-and-so from ABC Company, and we're in the SAS sector, and then your second line could be this, and then of course your last line could include who might be a good contact to reach out to. Now, if you don't know who the contact is and it's kind of a blind email, don't worry about that. It happens all the time and you should never be afraid of that. One thing you should be afraid of is the fact that many venture capital and angel groups receive 50 to 100 pitch decks a single day. You notice I said pitch decks there. So what you want to be is you want to be the person that isn't sending the pitch deck and that's actually sending them a question or asking them something. So in this case, you can use their info at, their admin at. You can go in through their, sometimes their HR contact, or in many cases you're going to see on their website they actually have forums that are set out that you would send in. You basically would just cut and paste your message into the forum to make it easy. These usually get opened by admin personnel, and those are the ones that you want to make sure are worded properly. So in this case you may say, seeking collaboration with Cota Capital, and then your key initial email line may include, we believe our startup aligns with Cota Capital's investment goals. Can you direct us to the person or team responsible for evaluating seed capital opportunities with your firm? Fantastic. That's an amazing type of email, whether it's an email or whether you're sending it in through their website forum, because this allows you to build up a history of contact. So whoever receives that is going to do one of two things. They're either going to send you back a message with the person that you're supposed to contact, their title, and of course their email, or they're going to forward your message on to the next person that's going to be evaluating that. And usually it's somebody at the associate level, an investment advisor, maybe a VP level. You're not sending your messages to CEOs, chairmen, and partners yet. That's for later on when you've built a relationship. Once you've built your relationship with that person and the intermediaries in the company, then you do kind of have an open door to move forward to the next stage. You know, if you actually have sent 2 or 3 emails over the course of a year to somebody who is at that investment advisor level, by the time you send your pitch deck to them, you've already gained a relationship with them, and you can almost guarantee they're going to look at it. It's not just going to go into the delete folder. And they're also going to be able to be great contacts to give you advice along the way. Remember, that's their job. Their job in those middle rows is to evaluate opportunities. And again, they're getting 50 to 100 a day. Wouldn't it be nice if somebody actually treated them like a professional and said, listen, I'm looking for your advice on, you know, what's your procedure? How do you evaluate deals in your firm? And remember that people change in these firms over time, and you want to make sure you have 2 or 3 just in case one of them drops off and they're no longer there. Remember, if you're going to start approaching a couple of these a week over the course of a year, you're going to have your 100 contacts already set. So instead of having 6 to 9 months to do your fundraising, which is typical, by the way, it's very typical for people who are successful at fundraising, by the way. The key word there is successful. It could take 6 to 9 months. And the reason is because they're using the first 3, 4, 5 months to do the business development and the contacting. So do that in the year before you need to get your funds. It's really going to pay off. And it's only 2 emails every morning for 9 months or so, and you've already got your work done. You've already got your contacts. Because even though this database has got 570 key contacts at the seed capital level for the USA basically, these are the ones that you're going to want to approach when it comes to raising funds, but you only need about 100. If you have 100 of them that you've already said hi to, you've already got a contact to, it really gets simplified once you do have your pitch deck ready. Prepares you for the more efficient fundraising campaign when the time is right. And that's the best strategy for you to prepare for the most important part of your fundraising. That's when you really need the funds. This is the type of seed capital angel group you can find in my exclusive guide. I created this exclusive database to help founders reach out to seed and angel investors with confidence. There is no other resource like it, period. So let's take a look at the database. So now we're over on the database section. So this is the seed capital and angel group investor database. And as you can see on the top here, it has 570 contacts, and total investments for this group is over 37,000 in the past few years. This is the best source of seed capital that you're going to find, and this was handpicked from me from my database of over 400,000 contacts. So this is not a database that you can scrape off the internet because they have all been verified. These are all companies that deal in seed capital. So you can be sure that if that is the type of funds that you're looking for, this is the great source for you, not only in the very beginning of your company stages, but as you move along the line. The purpose of this database is to actually use as a contact for when you first get your company ready and rolling. And you can say to them, I am a founder in the tech space or whatever space you're in, and you want to make initial contacts in the very beginning. So that's the beauty of this type of list. If you're thinking about fundraising, you should not think about sending out your outreach emails when you're looking for the funds. You should be thinking about that 1-2 years beforehand, where you start to make contacts with these key groups, because that's the best way for you to build at least a connection with not only the one member, could be multiple members of the team. And keep in mind that the people in the teams will always change over time unless they're the founders and the principals. So let's just take a quick look at this here. So you're going to get the company names, you're going to get the cities, and again, this is a USA list. These are all either venture capital or angel groups. And there could be some family investment offices, but they're really focused on micro venture capital, and angel groups, because those are the ones that look at allocating funds for startups, and you can usually look at anywhere from around $100,000 to around $500,000, sometimes up to $1 million for these type of groups. And that's why they have been collected in this particular database, because it doesn't make sense for you to start to look at databases that have growth capital. In other words, people that firms that are looking to finance you in your third or fourth raise, or databases that have private equity that aren't going to lend to a startup. So that's why I've spent over 150 hours minimum working on this database. In fact, I've been working on this database for a few years, but it was just finally some interest in clients where to connect both angel groups and venture capital groups that are seed capital. What's an angel group? Very simple. If you're looking to approach angel investors, the easiest way is to actually do it by contacting angel groups. An angel group is a firm that is founded and has sometimes 50, 100, 200, maybe even more individual angel investors as part of that group. And what it does, it helps them organize potential investment opportunities that come across their desk, so that they can present it to the group as a whole or to individuals that may be in that group. So in other words, this particular database has thousands and thousands and thousands of individual angel investors, but you do not have to contact them one by one. You can do that by simply going into the groups that are composed of angel investors. This database is also very unique because in some cases I've already identified key contacts for you. Now the reason I have not done this for all the contacts is very simple. Throughout the life of your group and even through your contacts when you're doing your fundraising, you're going to approach different people. For example, if it's a principal or a founder, those are great contacts if you're ready to start raising funds. But if you're just starting out your group, you may want to look at approaching associates or whoever might be that first contact, and that helps you build your contact within that group up as your company grows. And it's really, really important, because then you never have to be in a scenario where you're looking at firms that only are looking at warm introductions. Most of these, and in fact over 95% of them, you do not need to have a previous contact with someone. So what have I done to include? And another key thing is they all are either going to have their company emails, in other words, info at, contact at, or you will submit your information on a forum on their website. It's very common for venture capital and angel groups, instead of having an email address, to have a forum where you'll submit your information. You do not have to submit your pitch deck. In fact, in the very beginning of your approach to companies, I would suggest you not using a pitch deck. You could use bullet points or an executive summary, but leave the pitch deck for when you're looking to start to raise funds. So what makes this database unique is I've included the key outreach touch points. In other words, if you have a direct contact that you've known, then there's some key words here that you can use in your particular letter. And that really kind of helps you get started. In other words, I'm not writing the letters for you. I do have that service on Fiverr if you're interested. But for example, this one here says, Helios Capital is recognized for its strategic investments in diverse sectors. Let's discuss the potential synergies between our new venture and your investment approach. So that's a good line to put in as what I would call a second sentence in your letter. So I've done that for all 570. I've added some key points about their group so that you actually make it look like it's customized. You should not spam these type of venture capital and angel groups with your message, because it won't work. They get hundreds and hundreds of emails a day, and yes, that means hundreds and hundreds of potential people who are looking to raise funds, and it's best that you go in with an approach where it's customized. So that's really, really important, and that's why I've devised this database. There is no other database like this on the market, no one else, and there's many firms and high profile companies that allow you access to databases. In other words, you've got to pay a subscription. You might be allowed to contact 100 firms in a month. This is more refined. In other words, I've done the heavy lifting for you. I've devoted the hours so that you don't have to do it. So the second part of this is, because you are going to use this database in the very beginning and early days, you're going to want to be able to contact somebody in the very early stages, and you may not know them. The reason you may not know them is because in some cases venture capital firms will list their employees and their LinkedIn addresses. Okay, so that's really key, but in some cases you won't. So I actually suggest, and I've already done the work for you, is that you send them a letter seeking information on who might be a good contact. For example, this one here, the subject is inquiry regarding investment opportunities, seeking the right contact. So that will be the body of your email. And then I have added what's called the second sentence, and it says, as we explore potential investment avenues, we believe our venture aligns with Pipeline Ventures investment criteria. Could you assist us in identifying the appropriate contact for further discussions? Now, the reason I've put that type of strategy in here is, if you send this to info at, or if you send this to admin, they're going to pass it. They're going to do two things. They're going to probably pass it on to the appropriate party, or they're going to send you back a polite message saying, yes, you can contact so-and-so with your opportunity. They'll do that because that's their job. That's what they're there for. I've really made that clear. I have other investor databases. For example, I just created one for the Middle East where I have almost all the HR contacts. So in that way, an HR contact is never going to delete an email like that, because that's not their job. Their job is to facilitate these type of introductions and making sure they get to the right person. So the beauty of this is, if it's a venture capital or angel group firm, let's say they've got a founder, a couple principals, they may have 3 or 4 associates or people who analyze investments. That's who this particular contact is going to be made with. And it's great because that's who you want your initial contact with. You want to be able to make that initial contact with somebody at a lower level, introducing yourself, and maybe arranging a meeting or a Zoom call to see how you can align your company with them for when it comes down to the point where you're going to do fundraising. People should think about that when they're doing their fundraising, is treat it like a business development exercise. So that is the database of venture capital, seed venture capital, and angel groups in the USA for the initial stages of your fundraising. My master database has over 400,000 verified global contacts. That includes angel investors, family investment offices, pension funds, hedge funds, private equity databases, REITs, premium high net worth and ultra high net worth Middle East investors database, venture capital lists, and investment banks. I also help clients with pitch deck reviews and corporate fundraising presentations. If you're getting ready to send your presentation out to investors, send it to me. I will take a look at it. Approximately 80% of the presentations I see are not suitable to be sent out to investors. I have a service on Fiverr that will help fix that. Just click my Fiverr link below for more information. For more information on my databases and fundraising services, click my Fiverr link below. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe.